So here we go. Another short video about the tarot deck Lost Angels of America. So here's the deck. And since it's a freestyle video, I'm just gonna pull one card and see what will it be, and I'll try to explain what's hidden in that card. So here we go. The Sun card. So the Sun card in traditional tarot usually means something very positive, like a new sunrise, empowered person, new day, new beginning. Just like sun is giving energy to the whole world, similarly this card shows that all the energy is given to you to do what you have to do. So then there is a philosophical understanding of the Sun card, and that is more related to the journey of the soul through the major arcana, the journey of the Fool. So when the Fool reaches the 19th card, which is the Sun card, it's usually depicted as riding on a horse, naked, body. So that means symbolically that a person has a tremendous spiritual realization, and he also has understood the form of his soul. So since it is a gradual unlayering of your different bodies, material body, mind, intelligence, ego, and behind it all there is a soul, and behind that there is a super soul. So number 19 is the card when one realizes one soul form. So this is a very, very high end realization. This is like something reserved for very few in the whole world. But nevertheless, this is like the goal for humans. For if you have a human body, then this is the goal. That's why this body is given to you, so you can realize your actual soul. Right? The whole idea of tarot, like we spoke before many times, is that this is the material universe reflection from the spiritual universe, and the body is like the human body is the best vehicle to figure this thing out. The material world and spiritual world, yes, we're living in a material world. That means everything has a timeline. It's a temporary world. It's a very important understanding. What's the difference between spiritual world and material? Everything here is temporary, while in a spiritual world everything is eternal. So this is the prime, like a central teaching of the Vedic scriptures. But to go to this spiritual world, you really have to understand the form of your soul. Like, where is that you belong in a spiritual world? There's unlimited planets. There is a central planet, which is called Goloka Vrindavan. And even in the central planets, there is millions of different departments. So where is that you exactly going to be? There is depending on what kind of form of your soul has. So the Sun card, it marks kind of the journey of the soul, that this is illuminated. This understanding is illuminated. Illuminated, yes. In Vedic terms, in the very esoteric teachings of the Vedas, they call Ekadasi Bhavs. And these are like 11 points of information about your soul. That means the form, the location, your qualities, everything. So this is the Sun card esoteric aspect. Now we're coming back to this card specifically. This tarot has many different layers of meanings, many different systems coded on it. So We'll go through it and explain you each one starting from the top. Yeah. So on the very top, this is the number 19. Yeah. Below that is a yantra. It's a Surya yantra in Western occult mysticism. So when you add all these numbers together, you get a specific number that rolls back and forth, and that indicates the sun. So if you add it all together, you get 11, 11. 3 times 11, 111. 3 times 1, yeah, 111, 111. So that is, if you want to attract the sun power, you can throw it out, and then you can attract that sun power from it. Now, next one is the central, the deity here is coming from Konark Sun Temple. This is one of the most legendary temples in India. It's in East India, close by Jagannath Puri. It's a very, very ancient temple, and this temple used to be built with a stone and metal clips between the stones, and then they had a huge magnet in the center that kind of clicked the entire temple together, and between those magnets this Surya deity was floating. And it's also said because he was working with all these amazing magnet systems, therefore it could float on its own as well. So it's a very unique temple. If you want to go to India, you should definitely visit that place. Yeah, or you can search online Konark Sun Temple. It's astonishing. Now, next down here, this is a Japanese symbol for sun. Here is the swastika that is widely used as a symbol of sun as well. Then on the other side is a Vedic yantra. Here is a Vedic yantra for Suryadev. So up here is a Western version, down here is a Vedic version. And sometimes this one is used for Saturn by different occult people, but according to Vedic understanding, this belongs to the sun. So it can be sun also. Borrow this for Saturn. This can be a possibility because the Saturn is a sun, it's a child, a son of a Suryadev, who's presiding deity of a sun planet. Then moving up here, we have the Hebrew alphabet, R. Yeah. Then here in the center, we got a verse from Bhagavad Gita. And that verse explains that this most ancient knowledge about the spiritual world and also material world, like the total knowledge, this Vedanta, the complete information, was first long time ago given to Suryadev. So presiding deity of the sun planet had this information first. So Bhagavad Gita, that is like a central Vedic scripture, is really told to Suryadev already before. So it's like a repetition from that old knowledge. Right? And especially like about traveling of the soul in this universe, different planets, including sun planet, many planets in this universe, and then beyond this universe. And in the middle part is the Brahmajyoti light that everyone, all the Mayavadis and impersonal spiritualists trying to achieve. Then next is, we have here Leo sign, that sun is ruling the Leo. Then we have here the V. This is a Malachim script for the Hebrew script. So it's R. So if you want to draw the yantras or draw specific energy from that letter, you can use both of them, the Resh letter and also that diagram here. So up here we have the Satkan, or six-pointed star, and that is in this deck is a symbol for the element of ether. So if the whole deck breaks down into 5 elements, so this one up here indicates that it belongs to major arcana and it's ether. Then very center here there is a word, yeah. So that word is especially emphasizing on earrings. Just like Surya here has beautiful earrings, but it just says the earring. So what is this code word earring? Like all the major arcana cards have this word on the top. Yeah, it's a very confidential secret of meditation on different symbols of the goddess. And if you do meditate on those different symbols, then you can make very close relationship with her, and like you can draw energy and power, and you can offer devotion through this symbol. So this one is an earring, and it has a specific meaning in the meditation, what that earring and in that meditation means. Okay, so these are all the major points. Down here we also have a secret mantra that is coded. If you are wise enough and you have this deck of cards, you can figure out how to decode those mantras. If you decode those mantras, then you can these are like phone numbers to specific personalities, and you can make contact with them. So here we also have a question. Yeah, what is the source of this knowledge? So there is like 22 questions on a major arcana that everyone should ask of themselves. So if they ask it of themselves, they become like aware of most important things in this world and what one should focus on and try to understand. So this one is, where is that knowledge coming from? What's the source of this knowledge? Vedic knowledge especially, but all the other knowledge is like an extension of Vedic knowledge. It's a many times simplified version of it and extended to different languages, so therefore over the time it has changed again, a little bit more. But Sanskrit language itself is perfect. Sanskrit actually means perfect. So it never changes. So 5,000 years ago, and 2,000-3,000 years ago, and 500 years ago, and now the language is exactly the same. There hasn't been any changes. Unlike other languages where there's continuously, every 100 years, a totally new way of speaking. Sanskrit is like a foundation language. It's always the same. So in that Sanskrit language is written the Vedic literature that comes from the spiritual world, really. And it's disclosed by Vyasadeva, who wrote those down. But Veda is like, it's always there. It's in the spiritual world emanating. And it can be said it's emanating from the body of Narayan, but ultimately it's coming from Sri Krishna. So where is the knowledge coming from? Sri Krishna first told this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to Surya. So ultimate source is Sri Krishna. And now there is another like a verse down here, maxim, if you will. And that maxim will basically highlight some very vital, critical points that everyone should know if they live in a material world. It's a material knowledge. They're like central rules. If you follow them, you'll be very successful. And this knowledge is given by Chanakya Pandit to the Emperor of India. Or he actually trained the new emperor, the last emperor of the Vedic India. And he basically teaches the social science, how you operate in a material world, diplomacy, and what is needed, what is not needed, and all this. So here, this maxim is saying that even the gods are pleased if they are praised. Meaning that if you apply that formula in everyday life and you praise your friends, your relatives, your superiors, your inferiors, your intimate circle of people around you, then it has a very positive impact in your life. It opens so many doors to you. So praising is always good, but it should not be manipulated or having some agenda behind it. It should be more like pure from the heart. And the same way, one can praise gods and they are pleased, and then they also shower benedictions on everyone. So even the gods are pleased when they are praised. And ultimately, the ultimate object of praise should be then the center of the spiritual world and the central personality of all the gods, who is Sri Krishna. So if you glorify him, all success comes to you, because he's really the person on top of the pyramid. These days, everyone is searching and following the rabbit hole, trying to see who is on top of the pyramid, who is controlling this world, who is the ruler, who is in charge, who's controlling everything. So yeah, the true personality in the last end, the last limit, is Sri Krishna. So if you glorify him and to the gods, whoever you glorify, they open doors to you, basically. That's what it says. So if you keep this in mind, your life will be much more simple and successful. Okay, oh yeah, one more thing I quickly want to add. There is another symbol here. There is a little symbol. If you add that symbol from here, top of here, then you see how all these numbers come out. 111 different ways, yeah? So check it out. These are the ways to crisscross them and get a similar number. And there is another, here is Arabic Kabbalah. So Arabic Kabbalah is also, all the Middle East used to be part of like ancient Vedic Empire. And there are many, many different systems of writing. So it's Arabic writing is not necessarily Islamic writing. Rather, it is used by them as their culture changed over time and a religion changed. But originally, these letters, Persian letters, they are also part of the Vedic scriptures, just like a Thai language, for example, and language they use in Cambodia is almost similar. So they have the specific alphabet, and it's based on Brahmi alphabet, and Brahmi is ultimately related to Sanskrit. It's a different version of it, so it's all interconnected. And these cards basically giving you like a clue and a holding point where you can connect all this knowledge and distill out the best of all of it. Okay, all the best. See you next time. Jai Sri Radha.